What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another transfer talk today. 3 days to go until the transfer window closes, and there's one name back on everyone's lips, all the transfer speculation. And if anyone's been watching my videos, I did tell you that I believed this deal would still happen, and that's Pablo Mari. It looks as if there's been a breakthrough. It looks as if this deal is going to happen. All major outlets, including David Ornstein, have reported that there's been a breakthrough and that Pablo Mari is set to fly back to London. Apparently, Arsenal fans are tracking the plane again. I remember when that happened with Aubameyang's deal. And it looks like there's been a breakthrough. £4.2 million to take him on loan until the end of the season, and then an option to buy, not an obligation. This is where negotiations stalled. Apparently Arsenal wanted to sort of see how good he does until the end of the season before committing to completing a deal. Pablo Mari, big, 6'3", left-footed Spanish player who has been a revelation over there in Brazil. They won the Copa Libertadores, which is like the Champions League in South America. They were unfortunate to lose 1-0 to Liverpool in the final. But he's been a revelation over there. Now, we know that, look, the Brazilian league, no disrespect, it is not at the same level as the Premier League. And you're not going to be playing against strikers, like Aguero and that sort of standard every week in Brazil. So it'll be interesting how he adjusts. I've seen an interesting report from Tim Vickery, who is an expert on South American football. And he said he really rates this guy highly. He said, I think he'll be a good, solid player over here. He's Spanish. He knows the European leagues. He's played in Spain. He's played in Holland. He's obviously played in Brazil now as well, with South America, a lot different, but still very physical. And I think it's a smart piece of business. Now, I haven't seen a great deal of him, so I'm not going to pretend to be some sort of expert on him. But from what I've seen of him, he looks decent. I think the only question mark about him is his lack of pace. But, you can make up with that if you read the game well. I think the fact he's left-footed, good on the ball. Mikel Arteta has worked with him before at Manchester City. So he knows what he's buying. And look, for £4.2 million on loan until the end of the season, option to buy, it's a deal that's going to suit Arsenal down to the ground. I would expect to see this deal completed pretty quick, as apparently he completed all his medical and most of his paperwork at the weekend. So apparently if he does arrive back in London today, this deal shouldn't take long to be sorted. So hopefully transfer number one. Another player we were linked with yesterday was Cedric Suarez, the right back and centre back. He can play both positions. Portuguese international, plays for Southampton. Now the 28-year-old is out of contract in the summer. And apparently Southampton would accept as little as £6 million for him. He's not going to extend his contract. That is the thought process at the moment. He should be involved in the Euros with Portugal, the holders, of course. And we've been linked with him. Of course, he can play at right back, which is a position I think we've been short for a long time. With Bellerin's injury, Maitland-Niles has filled in there. Sometimes he's done well, sometimes not. But I think you need a natural defender there as well to challenge Bellerin. Now, will Arsenal go for this deal as well? Apparently he's keen on joining Arsenal. And at £6 million, it will suit them. Squad player, can play right back, can play centre back. Something possibly that could happen as well. So very interesting. Ornstein also reporting that Arsenal's still potentially looking at one more player. So that'll be interesting. Matvienko. They said that we'd made a breakthrough on that deal as well. I'll be surprised if this deal happens as well as Pablo Mari. I think Mari's the one they're going to go for. He's cheaper as well. I think Matvienko, they wanted £22 million at the end of the season for him. I don't see both those deals happening. He's a left-sided centre-back as well. And I think this deal may not happen now, although stranger things have happened. Shkodran Mustafi, of course, got injured against Bournemouth the other day. The club have announced sprained ankle ligaments, usually 2 or 3 weeks. So not a major injury as such. But of course, that would have probably made them want to get the Pablo Mari deal done quicker. One deal that looks like it won't be happening now is Thomas Lemar. Atletico Madrid chief executive came out and said there is no chance of Lemar leaving the club in this transfer window. So that pretty much closes the door on that. Looks like we are going to get one piece of business done in the next day or so. That's Pablo Mari. But who else will we sign? Do we need Cedric Suarez as well? Will we look for a midfielder? It was reported we were going to look for a midfielder. Of course, all these rumours as well linking Barcelona with a late move for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang now. It's thought they want to take him on loan till the end of the season with an obligation to buy him for 50 million now. Although Aubameyang stated he's happy at the club, when Barcelona want you, they want you, and it's a club you don't really turn down. But I don't see Arsenal selling him in this window. I think if he doesn't extend his contract, they may offload him in the summer, but they will try and get him to stay. I think if we win the Europa League, Aubameyang will stay at the club, in my opinion. Let's see what happens. 3 days to go in the window. I'll be doing lots of videos between now and the window closing. As I said, apologies for not uploading yesterday, man. It was just a hectic day. I didn't get a chance to do anything. But there'll be lots of content between now and the window closing on Friday. Collaborations with other people as well. Let's hope Arsenal get a little bit more business done. But Pablo Mari is set to sign today or tomorrow on loan with an option to buy. I'll be back later on. Bless.